What's new? None of the people that are in Congress seem to, I don't want to say none of them. It's like one or two of them. You always got to leave room for one or two person that have talked about this issue. And I did see a video of who was that from Congress folk that was from Texas that was basically screaming at the Congress like, what the fuck are y'all doing? What was it? Rip? What was his name? I can't remember his name. Chip, something like that. Either way, these guys, all right, let's set the scene here. The inflationary issues that you have right now was not something that started this year. It didn't even start last year. This is something that is cumulative, though a lot of issues have been amplifying this particular problem. And things that I had been screaming definitely through 2020, talking about the stimulus packages, that a lot of people say, well, we got to do something. They got to do something because they lock people down. I'm like, the worst thing that you could possibly do is have lesser production. Despite you having that lesser production, you want to try to pump all this money into the marketplace, print it out thin air, giving it to the banks, essentially, but print it out thin air. And then you're having these sort of inflationary spending efforts by way of stimulus packages. And there were three of them, right? $1 trillion. Just bam. All sorts of bullshits in there, lining up their cronies, all of that. And you combine that with, of course, the Federal Reserve in combination with the Treasury putting out what almost 40% of the fucking money supply was printed in this past like 2-3 years or whatever it was. Some insane number. Then you get what we have right now. And that's all of it catching up. All of it catching up. And whether one party is more or less culpable or more or less, let's say, part of the problem, for the most part, they all have chipped in on this particular issue. And this includes this president right now and the president before him, who was utterly dog shit when it comes to spending. As notated right here, Senate sends massive $1.5 trillion spending package to President Biden, even as Americans get hammered by soaring inflation. They've learned fucking nothing. Senate passed $1.5 trillion spending package on Thursday. I'm covering this from the Blaze. Of course, sending it to President Biden. The package passed in a bipartisan 68-31 vote. Guys, that's not all Democrats. You need to understand this. It will fund the government for the rest of the fiscal year, which runs through the end of September. It increases defense and non-defense spending compared to fiscal year 2021. So yet again, we're having an uptick in terms of their spending in that area. It also includes funding that is going to Ukraine, or rather related to Ukraine. The spending package also earmarks. The Wall Street Journal performed a review which discovered that around $9.7 billion is going to earmarks. An amendment from Senator Mike Braun to cut the earmarks from the package failed to pass. And the vote on the amendment was 64-35. The Senate cleared the spending. The very same day, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released a new consumer price index that showed prices continuing their disturbing upward trajectory, according to, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And as they said, the all items index rose 7.9% for 12 months. That was ending in February. The 12-month increase has been steadily rising and is now the largest since the period ending in January 1982. Pieces of shit. Now the bill right here, of course, is talked about here. I'm trying to get I might have to pull up the Vote Smart because I want names on this spending bill. Let me see if is this gonna link me to it. Nah, that just links me to the same goddamn link. I need to find that Vote Smart. I want to put booster asses here. Let me see. Hold on. Because if I could pull this up right now, and we could see who the no's and the yays and the nays, who that actually was, I would love to see that. All right, funding for, and this is on the 14th. Is this it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's something else. Wait a minute, what? right, I can't pull it up. Man, I wish I fucking got this pulled up earlier to see the vote. But by the way, if it's, what was it, 60 to 30 something, obviously there's plenty of Republicans that fucking voted for that dog shit. This idea that they're fucking there and they're more fiscally responsible is fucking retarded. And it's not, and again, I know it's the easy thing to do with these horrendous spending efforts. And the federal government being involved in shit they ain't got no business being involved in. Like, it's easy because depending on who the presidency is, you look at it like everything's a game of chess, right? So even when it's like your guy that's in office and, you know, something passed under him that he signed off on, it's like, well, they had to do it because of this reason. They had to do it because of that reason, not looking at it like, how about they're all fucking pieces of shit that are in on the jig? You ever consider that? Right? But you wanted roads, though, right? And it all comes back to that, right? This is why we have taxation, right? This is why we have Congress. This is why we have people that are nowhere near where the fuck you are, able to have influence on laws that influence your, or rather have influence on your life, despite living fucking thousands upon thousands of miles from you. But you wanted roads, right? Because I'm a roads and it's a necessary evil, and oh, what about this and what about that? Not seeming to understand that your government has been pissing away money since even before you were fucking alive, and hell, the Federal Reserve has allowed them to fucking do it. They selling off assets of your unborn children, and you continue to, so you rather support that cycle as a necessary evil instead of saying, how about we stop and try something else? Everybody's just going through the motions right now. Oh, we're against spending and we don't like this and all of this shit. And then that guy get in office and it's like, well, the problem doesn't go away. It's not like it goes a fucking way. You got one or two guys that seem to be consistently, or rather more consistent than the others. And generally, it ain't like y'all are that supportive of them, because what happens is they're going to end up coming in conflict with, let's say, your guy, especially if you're a Republican. All right, these horrendous spending efforts that we've had over the years, right? You've had, man, I never let y'all live down the Ron Paul thing. I never will let you live it down. Where a guy had his, for the most part, had his fucking balls in his words with his voting habits. This motherfucker was voting against all of this shit. Fucking whatever fiscal year bullshit, he'd vote no on that shit all the time, right? Just consistently, no. I want no part of that. And y'all didn't want him. Y'all wanted Mitt Romney. Y'all also wanted John McCain, and then y'all got mad. Oh, he's a neocon. Well, y'all actually supported the motherfucker. Oh, well, it wasn't us. It was the establishment. Well, you didn't do anything. Again, if the establishment fucked your party, you didn't do anything to stop it. You still went and told the fucking line. See, for this shit to change, people have to start coming to terms with the fact that this whole shit is a charade. Right? It's a sham. And I'm not talking about both sides equal bullshit. No. I am saying that this shit is a charade. And generally, all these people only exist to protect their fucking bacon, right? And the positions of power. And they will do whatever they need to do to legitimize their existence. But ultimately speaking, these guys are fucking you over. You getting the raw end of the deal every fucking time. But the indoctrination worked. It did. It was successful, because try having a conversation with your run-of-the-mill, even conservative. It's saying, how about this is not what it is that we should be doing? And they will continue to shield for it. They'll say it's a necessary evil. They conflate country with state and all of that, right? It's a necessary evil. They can't even be bothered with decentralization because China, right? China. We have to have this government do what it is that we have it doing because of China, right? China boogeyman might get you. Meanwhile, the people that you fucking support or voted in office will continue to piss in your face and you don't do nothing about it. And you worried about China. You worried about China. Remember when, now I'm not going to say that because I almost made a statement. That's an Odyssey exclusive. I almost made a statement. If you heard me on the Blaze Monday, you know what it is that I said. I'm not going to say it on YouTube only because they'll probably get me for like violence or some shit. So I'm not going to say it. What I will say is this. This problem is something that can be addressed in our lifetimes. I'm going to just end it on that note.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.